did you get the money for this?
Drugs. I sell hardcore drugs.
Oh, good. You started helping out with the mortgage then.
Yeah, you wish.
My history with The Last of Us is a bit unusual. I first heard about it years after its initial PS3 release, in fact, not until well after I'd gotten my PS4. A friend told me it was a masterpiece, but my only experience with Naughty Dog at the time was Uncharted 4, one of the first games I played on my brand new PS4, and I absolutely loved. My hesitation with The Last of Us came from my fear of horror games. Back then, I was genuinely scared of them, so I doubted whether I should even try it or not. Despite my reservations, I eventually caved and bought The Last of Us Remastered for PS4. The story gripped me from the start, but the graphics didn't really wow me, probably because I unfairly compared them to Uncharted 4. As expected, diving into the game wasn't easy. It was my first survival horror experience in years, and I wasn't mentally prepared to scavenge for ammo, sneak past zombies, or constantly fear death. It was stressful, but I pushed through until Chapter 2, the end of it, nearly halfway through the game, before finally giving up. I even sold the disc out of embarrassment for not finishing it. Years later, The Last of Us Part 2 dropped, and the hype was insane. At first, I dismissed it because of my sour experience with the first game. But then, while browsing YouTube one night, I saw the Part 2 was coming to PS Now. Well, back then when PlayStation had two separate subscriptions, PS Plus for monthly games and online play, and PS Now, a catalog service like Game Pass, and I had both of them. So I saw it there, and seeing that video, I knew that I had to play Part 2, if only if it was for the graphics. So I hunted down a cheap copy of the first game, determined to finish it before starting the sequel. Long story short, I gave it a second chance, and this time, I loved it. Now, the footage you see here is from the recent PC remake, but my review combines my experience with both the remastered and the remake versions. Some games hook you with gameplay, using a serviceable story to justify all the shooting and killing. The Last of Us Part 1 is not that kind of game. It's more like a brilliantly written movie, or even a novel, with gameplay woven in to keep things engaging. Don't get me wrong, the gameplay isn't bad, but if it's your first time playing, you're not here for the shootouts. You're here for the heartbreaking tale of a middle-aged man thrust into a dangerous, emotional journey where he must become a guardian. The premise isn't 100% original, but the writing, character models, voice acting, and overall presentation are so flawless that it feels completely fresh. The story takes a little time to build momentum, but once it does, you won't want to put your controller down because you need to know what happens next. Since the game is story heavy, I won't spoil anything. Just know you'll get goosebumps, laugh, giggle, and maybe even shed a tear or two. Yes, even if you're a grown man like me.
2 bottles of the penicillin in us. Hell off, you son of a bitch! Hurry, we're getting closer.
Your experience of the gameplay depends heavily on the difficulty that you choose. Play on normal if you're new to the genre or as scared as I was the first time. But if you want a challenge and prefer stealth over guns blazing action, go for a higher difficulty. Now, most of the gameplay revolves around scavenging every corner for ammo and supplies before diving into combat. You'll face two main enemy types, humans and zombies. Zombies are easier to handle, they're predictably dumb, but humans can be a real pain, though they drop more ammo. Early on, you'll learn that shooting is the last resort. Stealthily taking down enemies saves precious bullets and makes life easier. That said, if you're on lower difficulties, going loud can be fun, just not the most efficient. Crafting is also crucial. Scavenge every part and gear you can to upgrade weapons and craft bombs, sheaves, and which are very big lifesavers in tough spots.
Come here, come here. Hey, fella. Hurry up, come on. Come on.
Hey there. So fucking cool.
Now, about the graphics, let's start with the good. This game is gorgeous. Despite not being new, its realism is stunning. The remastered version was already eye candy, but the remake cranks it to 11. Few games even attempt this level of detail, and for that, The Last of Us deserves endless praise. Now, the complaints. Specifically about the PC remake. Now, I haven't played the PS5 version, so it's all about the PC. My PC runs demanding games like Cyberpunk and Alan Wake 2 and Ultra at 80 plus FPS on 2K resolution, but here I barely hit 55 to 60 FPS, which was heartbreaking. The game crashed multiple times during the campaign, and despite numerous patches, it's still poorly optimized. Bugs are unavoidable, so consider this as a fair warning. My other gripe, Ellie's character model. They tried aligning her with Part 2's design, but original Ellie looked more playful and childlike. This version feels oddly adult and doesn't match her voice as well. If you've never played the remasters, you might not notice, but for me, it was a letdown. The music? Go listen to it now, even if you never played the game. I had it as my ringtone for ages. It's that good. And the voice acting? Few games reach this level. Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson didn't just perform, they gave soul to Joel and Ellie.
Killing time.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
I am sure you will figure that out.
Their voices carry weight, warmth, and raw emotion, making the story hit harder. The casting was perfect, unlike the Netflix show, and I could close my eyes and feel every laugh and tear. A true masterpiece in this regard.
Oh, man.
Now, normally I'd say a game isn't for everyone, but The Last of Us and its sequel are the exceptions. If you own a PlayStation or a gaming PC and call yourself a gamer, you must try them. The story is top tier, gameplay is smooth, graphics are stunning, and the voice acting and music are just art. Yes, the PC port has performance issues, but they're not game breaking. So if you've been on the fence, take this as your sign. Play it, and then thank me later. Now, thanks for watching this, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more gaming content. Bye bye!